Here in Houston, 51% of all of the murder victims are black. 53% of those who are defendants in murder trials are black. 53% of all sexual assault victims are black. And 69% of all of those who are in court for sexual offenses against women are black.
Think about it.
What is happening to us? What is going on in our minds and in our communities that our women are no longer safe with us, our children are no longer safe with us, and we are no longer safe with one another? According to statistics, a human being is murdered in the United States once every 24 minutes.
What's up, YouTube family? Welcome back to my space. This is Evans Trailer. Guys, thank you so much for tuning to watch today's episode. So guys, on today's video, we want to talk about black people being endangered. And to speak to us today is Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan's statement that black men are endangered was a central theme in his speech commemorating the 12th anniversary of the Million Man March delivered in October 16, 2007 at the Atlanta Civic Center. In his address, Farrakhan expressed deep concern over the systemic challenges facing black men in America. He argued that societal attitudes, ignorance, and systemic issues were contributing to a conspiracy aimed at making black men not endangered but extinct. He further emphasized that without divine intervention, the situation could lead to the extinction, of the black man. Farrakhan's speech highlighted several pressing issues affecting the black community, including high poverty rates, mass incarceration, and the influence of the prison industrial complex. He pointed out that while some black individuals achieved fame and wealth, many others face systemic oppression and marginalization. For instance, he noted that 37 million people were living in poverty, with 1/3 being black, and that black Americans were being incarcerated at rates higher than during the apartheid in South Africa. He also went on to explain, about the killings of black people, how black men and women kill their fellow black counterparts. He also talks about the police, and their brutality, and how the police are murdering Americans each and every day, and the highest population being black folk. So guys, I wanted to watch this video of why Louis Farrakhan believes that the black man is endangered. Once the video is done, we will get back and do a critical analysis about the same. Let's watch this together, fam.
Sometimes there are members of the press who ask, Mr. Farrakhan, is it necessary to have all of this security? And I have said to members of the press on occasion, I said, you would never ask that of your president. Because in your mind, he is a Caucasian of great value and importance. And because he has value and importance, he travels with his security. And nobody says anything. They don't mind being searched to come in to see the president. They don't mind anyone checking their bags, because after all, this is the president of the United States. And nobody minds when the Pope of Rome comes. He travels with his security. And on his recent trip to the United States, when the Pope was in Phoenix, Arizona, He traveled down an avenue called Central Avenue, and the security searched every manhole, went into every building, searched every building, kept people away from the windows because His holiness was coming by. Well, I am to black people in America and the world as the Pope of Rome is to white people. And I'm not lifting myself up on any false pedestal. I may not have any value to you, but I am precious in the sight of God and in the sight of those who love His truth. And I say this with the deepest of humility. It would be suicide for you to attempt to harm me. And I'm not speaking to some little silly brother of mine. I'm saying it would be suicide for the government of the United States to want and plan against my life. Now, if you think I'm just popping off, then make your move and see what God does. Now let's get down to business. I'm in Houston because there is an unprecedented wave of crime and violence in the black community. We have a tour called Stop the Killing. That sentence, stop the killing. The subject is you understood. You stop the killing. We are slaughtering each other in numbers unprecedented in the history of our sojourn in America. Even during the worst days of slavery, we never did to one another as we are doing to one another today. It is sad to see that here in Houston, we have witnessed the murder of young Gillum, shot down by a wicked police officer whose name is Cherhad, a man that has killed 3 human beings in 7 years, supposedly in the line of duty. Byron Gillum, a young black man, a security officer, shot to death. No bill, nothing wrong. All a policeman has to do is say, I saw him reaching for. Think about it. A weapon. I saw him reaching for what I thought was a weapon. Shoot him 6 times, 4 times in the back. But it's all right. Each of us get angry when we hear things like this. Miss Delaney shot down by Gonzalez. He gets 7 years. He's going to appeal. Drunk, but not drunk enough that he didn't make a mistake when he saw a black woman and shot her down. We get together in huddles and we say how terrible it is, and we march and we picket. But brothers and sisters, it is bad when a police officer supposedly in the course of duty shoots down one of our brothers or sisters. But how much worse is it when every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night we fill the emergency wards of hospitals throughout this city, maiming, raping, robbing, and killing one another? Where is the outcry when this happens? As preachers, leaders, and teachers, we should be more upset when we kill one another than when the historical perennial enemy of ours, who has murdered us since the day that our fathers set the soles of their feet in the Western Hemisphere, when they kill us, they have been killing us all along. But what has happened now that has you and me at each other's throats? Right now, it is sad to see that 96% of all of the crimes against black people are committed by black people. 35% of the crimes against white people are committed by black people. But nearly 100% of the crimes that we suffer are done to us by us. Now, brothers and sisters, here in Houston, 51% of all of the murder victims are black. 53% of those who are defendants in murder trials are black. 53% of all sexual assault victims are black, and 69% of all of those who are in court for sexual offenses against women are black. Think about it. What is happening to us? What is going on in our minds and in our communities that our women are no longer safe with us, our children are no longer safe with us, and we are no longer safe with one another? According to statistics, a human being is murdered in the United States once every 24 minutes. That's right. Once every 24 minutes, an American citizen is killed by another citizen. This means that at the end of this year, there will be approximately 23,000 Americans who will die from the crime of murder. Over half of of those murders will be black people killed by black people.
That's right.
The American government went to war in Vietnam, and we fought in Vietnam for 9 years. Black people were 35% of the casualties and 35% of the armed forces, even though we were only 10% of the population at that time. Americans lost 55,000 soldiers killed in 9 years. 35% of 55,000 is 19,250.
Think about it.
But we in the black community will lose in 2 years in the streets of America what we lost in Vietnam in 9 years. What does that say?
Come on.
It is safer for a black person to be fighting in the jungles of Vietnam than to live in cities like Houston, Dallas, New York, Chicago, Washington, Detroit, Los Angeles. We are dying in the cities of America in unprecedented numbers. Houston has become a war zone. Is that right? According to some statistics that I read, a white woman has one chance in 606 of being murdered. A white man has one chance in 186 of being murdered. A black female has one chance in 126 of being murdered. But a black man has one chance in 21. That means if you count 21 young black men in here tonight, every one out of 21 is going to lose his life.
Think about it.
By the cause of murder. What does that say of black men in America? We have become an endangered species. But why, black brothers? Why are we endangered in America?
Take your time.
1 out of every 2 black young people lives in poverty. The black male prison population is over 50%. In fact, in some prisons, it is as high as 70 and 80% black young men.
Come on, brother minister, that's right. Listen.
And of the 6 leading causes of death among the adult population, black men lead the list in each category. In homicide, number 1. In heart attacks, number 1. In cancer, suicide, strokes, and accidents, we, the black male, are dying in great, great numbers. Why? What is the problem? Let's go to some root causes. I respectfully suggest to this beautiful Houston audience that there's more to this than meets the eye.
That's right.
To every religious leader and teacher that is present tonight, Paul said, we war not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers,
Think about it.
against the rulers of the darkness of this world, and against spiritual wickedness in high places. Now, when you see all of this madness going on the plane that we live on, which is the low places, who is willing to stand up and open up or uncover the principalities, the powers, the rulers of the darkness of this world, and the spiritually wicked that are in high places? Most of our leaders have bowed down to the principalities and the powers. Most of our leaders have been bought and paid for by principalities and powers and the rulers of the darkness of this world. And I respectfully say that you don't hardly have a voice left in America. But I thank God that here's one crying in the wilderness, crying aloud and sparing not, unafraid of the principalities and the powers and the rulers of the darkness of this world, because I know that there's a God on scene today, and he's with me and he's with you. If you would unite on the side of truth, you could rise up out of this condition. Nelson Mandela came out of prison a few months ago to our cheers. Nelson Mandela embarked on a world tour that carried him to the United States of America. And in city after city, with the exception of Miami, he was treated like we have never seen a black man treated in our lifetime. Was it hypocrisy? Or was it sincere?
Come on, brother minister.
America said, we thank God that this political prisoner who was in jail for 27 years and a fraction for being a fighter for justice for his people, he never lost his mooring. He never lost sight of the principles that he believed in. And even when he was told that he could be set free if he would only renounce armed struggle, he said, I will stay in jail.
That's right.
Rather than renounce the principle of armed struggle as a means of alleviating oppression from my people. Finally, they let him out. And when he visited America, many of our ailing politicians gathered around him like flies gathering around something sweet. Many of our ailing politicians wanted to bask in the light of his popularity.
Think about it.
But when he was on the Ted Koppel show, and a Jewish gentleman put to him the question of his admiration and respect for Yasser Arafat, Muammar Gaddafi, and Fidel Castro, all of a sudden, Mr. Mandela, angered because he had answered these questions in Geneva, now they thought on national TV he would back down, but he is a man of principle. He is a man that puts principle above profit. And this is the way we should be. But Mr. Mandela said he thanked Yasser Arafat for supporting him.
That's right.
He thanked the PLO for their support. He thanked Muammar Gaddafi for his support.
That's right.
He thanked Fidel Castro for his support. What do you expect him to do if America and the CIA helped to put him in prison?
Think about it.
And never helped him, but helped the governments that oppressed his people.
That's right.
Yet he was kind enough, magnanimous enough to let bygones be bygones. Not even choosing to remind the American government of their wickedness.
Think about it.
But America did not even want him to pay respect to those that helped him.
That's right.
When he got to the White House, Mr. Bush
Teach on it.
Yes, I mentioned Mr. Bush. Mr. Bush tried to nudge Mr. Mandela away from armed struggle. Can you imagine the hypocrisy of Mr. Bush?
Come on.
Trying to tell Mandela, you should not be engaged in armed struggle, while Mr. Reagan, his former boss, could invade Grenada to destroy the government of Maurice Bishop and the New Jewel movement under the pretext that a woman who lived in another island invited him in to another island that she was not the prime minister of. When you figure that one out, I'll be back in Chicago. Mr. Bush, following his predecessor, admonishing hypocritically Mr. Mandela, leave armed struggle alone, pulled out the stealth bomber that had never been used in any theater of operations to bomb the people of Panama while they were getting ready for Christmas. Peace on earth, goodwill toward men, looking for Santa to come down their chimney, but bombs came down from America, the home of the brave, the land of the free. Mr. Bush, who had Mr. Noriega on his payroll. Mr. Bush, who knew exactly how much money Noriega had in a Swiss bank account because much of it was paid to him by the United States government. Mr. Bush, who knew that drugs were being run into America and sold, and the money used to back the Contras. Mr. Bush knew this. But evidently, Mr. Noriega refused to continue to play ball. So the media was used to stir the American people up.
Family, when we say that the black man is endangered in the US, what comes to your mind? For me, the first thing that comes to my mind is how black folks are treated, not only in America, but all over the world. But when we speak about America specifically, what comes to my mind is actually, the amount of killings that get reported each and every day. It could be black to black killings, as famously known black on black killings by Louis Farrakhan. It could be the police brutality, police killing innocent black men and women, and once they do that, they always say that they were reaching for the arm, or they thought, that these black folk was about to reach for an arm. Somebody who's innocent, somebody who's carried no arms. Some people are even going to the shops, somebody is from work in the evening strolling around his neighborhood, and he's told that this is not a black neighborhood, and gets gunned down, just without any apparent reason. That's the first thing that comes to my mind when I hear that the black man, is endangered in the US. Louis Farrakhan started this conversation by saying that it is suicide for the government of the United States to attempt to harm him and plan against his life. He says that if they think they can do it, let them make that move and see what God can do. Louis Farrakhan is trying to explain how important he is as a figure to the black folk. He also says that some people say, why does he walk with a lot of security? He says that a lot of journalists ask him why he used to walk with a lot of security in his ministries, and he answers the same way white folk praise the white pope, and how the white pope walks with a lot of security. That's the same way he needs security as a black man who's trying to fight for the rights of other black people all over the world. He proceeds to say that we are slaughtering each other. Even during the days of slavery, we never did to one another what we're doing to each other today. Louis Farrakhan tries to stop black on black killings. He says that enough is enough. The white supremacists, our enemies, have always aimed to ensure that we fight against each other. He's always made us want to fight against each other. Look at the days of slavery. Look at the days of colonialism. The best way that the white folk actually got a control, of Africa was through ensuring that that Africans were fighting against each other. They brought about tribalism. They brought about division. Look at the modern day borders in Africa. Look at Europe right now. Once you're a resident, of any country in Europe, you do not need a passport or a visa to walk from one country to another. As an African right now, if I'm to travel to Europe, I only need, let's say, a Schengen visa, and I could easily travel through Spain, France, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Sweden, and all these countries without any problems. I do not have to stop from borders and being asked, for papers. It's free there. You walk freely. These are some of the things that they kept in our minds in Africa and in black communities for us to fight against each other. Louis Farrakhan says black on black killings will finish us. He also says that the slaughtering of each other, even during the days of slavery, we never did to one another what we are doing to each other today. He speaks of a police killing young black men in the line of duty. All police has to do after killing us is saying, I saw him reaching for a weapon, or I thought he was reaching for a weapon. It is bad when a police officer shoots our brothers and sisters. It is also as bad when we slaughter each other. We should be more upset when we kill ourselves as black folks. Family, let us love each other. Let us endeavor to support each other. The goal of black folks right now should be us trying to create opportunities for each other, trying to create an economy, a black economy that will empower us rather than us fighting each other. Those are the forces of the devil. We should instead love each other and try to foster unity amongst black communities. He says in Houston, to be specific, according to a research, 51% of all murder victims are black. 51% of murder victims, in Houston alone are black folk. That would mean that more than half of the cases of murder are done by black men and women. 53% of those who are defendants on murder trials are black folk. Also 53% of all sexual assault victims are black folk. 51% of those in court for sexual offenses against women are black people. What is happening with us black folks? What is happening in our black communities? Is it a lot of rage that we are having, from the days of slavery, from constant racism that we keep on facing, from constant division, discrimination. What is the problem, with us in our communities? Our women are no longer safe with us. Our children are not safe with us, and we are no longer safe with one another. That is why this video was titled, Black men, we are endangered. Let us be people who want for our unity, who want for our growth as a people. People who want for a difference in our communities. People who want for unity. People who create opportunities for other black folk. Just like George Fraser and Cloud Anderson, they say that the biggest goal for black people would be our unity. Look at the works of Cloud Anderson on Powernomics, trying to create an economy that will ensure that black folks employ each other, that black folks will be the biggest employers of other black people in America. That can only happen through unity, and that is one of the ways that we can actually be able to gain power if we're in control of our economics. But now when we continue killing each other day by day, we are slowly losing focus. We are just getting out of the bigger picture. We are missing a lot as a people. Let us endeavor to love each other. Let us endeavor to think about ourselves. For the longest time we've been complaining about what the white supremacists have done for us, how the systems are not working with us, but long enough we've not been united. The biggest gift that we can ever give ourselves as black people is love each other and be one force. According to statistics, a human being is murdered in the United States once every 24 minutes. Those are crazy numbers. One human being is murdered in every 24 minutes. This means that at the end of the year, approximately 23,000 Americans die in crime of murder. Over half of those murders will be black people killed by other black folk. Family, we do not want these numbers in the 21st century. We do not want these numbers in 2025. That's why we endeavor to post videos that would empower black people, that would teach black folk, that would tell us that we've been lied to for the longest time. We need to be united. We need each other as a people. Guys, thank you so much for tuning to watch this video. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about the teaching of Louis Farrakhan in this specific video. Like this video so that it can be recommended to other YouTube users, and I'll be so grateful. Last but not least, kindly do consider subscribing to the channel. We are currently on the road to 50,000 subscribers, and we cannot do it without your support. Thank you, and see you all in our next episode. We'll be doing the part 2 of the Black Man is an Endangered Species in America. Thank you, and see you all. Bye.